lecture, we are going to introduce the notion of civic relations towards togetherness. While many people believe that participation is a right that should be granted to all, participation is earned through the building of trusted, long-standing relationships between institutions and their constituencies. Since people only participate in institutions they trust and feel a sense of connection to, if an institution wants to increase participation, it needs to focus on developing strong relationships with its constituents. This aligns with a growing demand for new methods of citizen engagement. One area of interest centers on the idea that such engagement should also happen at the level of infrastructuring. Reframing infrastructure as a collective or commons rather than just a collection of services has significant consequences on many aspects, from how we engage with elected and professional authorities to how we design and implement civic projects. Civic design explores the dynamics of relationships, coexistence, and organization between people. The purpose of civic design is to imagine how a society should be organized based on shared values, visions, and interests, negotiating the future and growing together. To accomplish this, civic design seeks to build new approaches and tools to connect people, be together, and most importantly, have an exchange. This exchange serves as the bedrock for producing and reproducing the experience of togetherness, which is the space where a sense of community and shared purpose arises when people come together. It is the space where people are in a relationship with one another and act together. Togetherness is necessary for the formation of a public arena. Togetherness does not develop from above. Instead, emerges from the interactions and connections that take place in the in-between space. In other words, togetherness is a space of collaboration and participation in shaping the things that are in between us. Civic design focuses on three main materials: public services, infrastructures, and policies. Some scholars narrow the space of action of civic design to governments and public administration, where design has been introduced as a means of improving public service delivery and has more recently been adopted in policy development contexts. Transforming public systems from transactional to relational means encouraging citizens and communities' co-production and developing services with them rather than for them. Communities are capable of articulating and setting what needs to be explored and created, and also participating in building their own futures through civic imagination, which is the people's ability to envision alternatives to present conditions. Because policies and infrastructures are designed to govern and deliver services, co-design public services has also an impact on both these aspects.
In the realm of infrastructures, discussion often revolve around public spaces, encompassing both outdoor and indoor environments. Today's expanding cities have fundamentally changed their relationship with such spaces. Only few truly meet the criteria for being considered generally public. Emerging digital dimensions, for example, have shown in both opportunities and challenges. Sometimes digitalization of services has empathized the space they once occupied, leaving behind a special heritage that must be reallocated. Continuity and permeability serve as a positive element for both the community and the public institution. They bridge proximities within our cities with a new generation of public services, embracing multimodal and shared concepts, thereby reinventing urban commons. The introduction of new services with purposes differing from the original one create new flows of activity. This strategy not only populates spaces with new activities, but also fosters social cohesions, bringing valuable services closer to a broader public and fostering a more transparent and democratic system. Introducing new services, functions, programs, or activities, and thus creating an hybridization of programs, catalyze positive change, generating an environment more osmotic and permeable to a broader public. Public spaces cannot be designed or redesigned without considering their present and future functions. Spatial components and services must synergize to adapt to future changes, necessitating new methodological rules. In our research and practice project, we adopt a multidisciplinary approach involving stakeholders beyond academia, broadening our perspective on needs and aligning results with community expectations. The Polimi team, acting as facilitator and mediator, often engage individuals unfamiliar with design to co-create spaces. An illustrative case of innovative public interiors comes from Milan, with a collaborative effort unfolded between Chamber of Commerce and the Politecnico di Milano, spanning 2018 to 2020. The Hall of the Future is one of the 3 projects that has been developed in this collaboration, arising from the Chamber of Commerce needs to redesign the registry office, enhancing flexibility, continuity, and innovation, aligning with the goal to enhance services and engage with citizens in a modern and dynamic setting. The project embraced a multidisciplinary approach involving stakeholders from the Chamber of Commerce, researchers, designers, and practitioners from Politecnico di Milano, including undergraduate and graduate students from different design fields, along with external experts in light and communication design. Our methodological approach typically unfolds in 5 stages: preliminary investigations, identification of a shared brief, outlining a project proposal, project management, and supervision and project management. This approach aims to facilitate the design process by considering spaces and services simultaneously.
Designing within the space of togetherness can forge new relationships between public administration and citizens, not only in terms of services and infrastructures, but also in their definition process. In a context where collaboration and active participation are crucial, participatory design emerges as a pivotal approach. By engaging citizens in shaping and evolving public spaces and services, public administrations can embrace a more inclusive perspective, building mutual trust and enhancing the effectiveness of proposed solutions.